So guys, hello, we have 32 participants playing in this tournament and we'll observe some games. Look, we have a couple of clear favorites here with rating more than 2000, but we'll watch some games played. Let's start with Temirhan. So he's playing white. Okay, it's a good position here, but I think might be better for black. The d3 pawn is a little bit weak, I guess, here. Yes, and so the black will keep pressure. But okay, what about a knight? No, knight cannot take on g5. The queen takes, but what about knight takes e5? So knight takes e5, knight takes g3. What about knight takes c6 with tempo, attacking the queen? This can be the option here, why not? So 8 minutes for Temirhan. Okay, he plays bishop takes e5 here, even better. But okay, if now knight takes, what about queen f6 attacking f2 point here? Not really sure about this continuation, but I think white will still stay solitaire. It's actually knight on h5 is hanging, so black should do something, and then queen can go to okay. Now several options for white. So I probably would take knight on h5 because there is nothing really serious on f2 point. And if black takes my knight on e5, then I take pawn on h6. I think it's a good position for white here. So how can we go back to other games? So let's look here. Okay, let's look at the game here by Mr. Baurjan Abiyev. Okay, so white playing knight a3. I think knight is going to b5, then trying to okay, yeah, but black will not allow to do this. It's also a very interesting position here. Okay, yes. So white just grab extra pawn here on c5. So now what should black do here? Bishop e5 or bishop f4. The problem for black, as I see here, is that they didn't castle, and the king is in the middle, and the pawn structure is not good as well. So white a bit better in development. Okay, so I would just change the knights here, and then probably bishop d4. But queen e2 is also an option here. It depends on the style of player, positional, tactical. Okay, let's switch to other games. So as my rating, I guess, is too big, so I decided to withdraw from the tournament. So let's find the grandchild of Mr. Abiyev. It's Dimash. Is he playing right now? Okay, so let's look at his game at the moment. It's okay, so it's already the end of the game here. Okay, so white has extra bishop. I would play rook c7 here, but c6 is also okay, attacking the pawn on d6. So I guess we just need to capture the pawn on d6, yes. But what about queen b8, attacking the rook and threatening the checkmate? Okay, yeah, but there is no checkmate because d1 is protected by queen and bishop. Okay, so we'll go back. I think at some point white should play pawn g3 or h3, opening the window for the king, because it's always a challenge. So you see now, okay, so the black is threatening queen a1, but nothing really serious because we have queen d1, but it's time. Okay, yeah, it's even better because rook e1 is now protecting our king. Okay, so it should be queen e1 or rook e1. Yeah, okay. Very solid game from Dimash Abiyev. Okay. So can we go back to some other players? Okay. Yeah, we have Sir Carlson here. Okay, maybe Magnus Carlsen, I'm not sure. Let's look at Anton. So Anton is playing right now. Okay, it's extra piece here for black and extra minute on clock. So there is no real attack because we don't have queens and there's only one rook left. So what we can suggest for white, play h5 and g5 with their pawns, trying to put some pressure. Yeah, but actually if you play h5 and g5, what about the knight on f6? Where should it go? Because d5 is blocked, d5 is blocked, e7 and e8 is also blocked. It can be an idea, pawn h5 and pawn g5, but it's also extra bishop here for black, so I probably guess black should win this game. Okay, let's watch some other games here. Okay, oh, it's our favorite endings, rook versus rook, 3 pawns versus 3 pawns. So I guess it's deadly draw here, probably. White, okay, yeah, attacking pawns is a good strategy here. But I think you cannot lose and you cannot win this game. It's if you play correctly. So now it's time for the white king to go to d3. Okay, but if you go to d3 and black rook plays g8, how are you going to protect the pawn? And if you play king f3, okay, so now rook g8. Oh, rook d8. Okay, so the black wants just to give checks as long as possible. Okay. I don't really understand what white pieces are doing here because they can lose their rook at the moment. So rook f5 should be played, I guess. Okay. So now take and yeah, I think white is better now. If you take and then king c5, waiting for Twang. So you wait until the black kings move to b7 and you run to take pawn on f7. But who knows? Okay, who knows? So okay, yeah, we can see that there is the Nula 2019 already played 2 games, and the Haya, if I'm not mistaken, Okay, so let's look what happened in the game, in other games. So, okay. So it's how two grandmasters are playing here with ratings 2246 and 2096. Okay, yeah, but white has huge advantage. Okay, so rating 2446 doesn't mean a lot. Okay, they have two knights and 5 pawns, and black has 7 pawns. Yeah, I don't think it's solid compensation here. Of course, yes, we can see there is danger on g3, so how to protect the point g3 right now? Very, very interesting question. So, because if you played knight g2, then queen takes g3, threatening the mate on g2, and also you have weakness on f2 point as well. So yes, maybe it was sacrifice because I didn't see the whole game. Maybe it was intentional tactical sacrifice from black here, and I guess black are winning. Okay. Okay, so yes, Anton is playing his second game, yes, and his knight is pinned, but okay, if white take on c6, the black can take with the queen, and then queen, yeah, okay, but now it's time to take with the queen, or not with the pawn. Well, why should you take with the pawn? Why not to take with the queen and then queen b6? Okay, so now king h1 is essential move here, I guess, to avoid this pin. Okay, Anton, come on, king h1. Oh, oh my god, there's a pawn sacrifice here. Oh my god, what is happening? But okay, you're losing your knight on c3. What was happening here? I didn't get the point. Didn't get the point actually. Okay, so Mr. Dimash won his first game. What about his granddad? I guess his granddad is still playing. Oh, yeah, Mr. Baujan Abiyev. Okay, let's look what is happening for Dimash. Yeah, looks like Italian, very classical, very. Oh my God, sacrificing the bishop. Why? Why should you do that? Okay, attacking f7. Yeah, it might be tricky, but I think a castle solves all the problem. Okay, what is going on here? Just take with rook. Bishop takes, king takes. Yeah, okay, so yeah, some pressure. Okay, so now the pressure is that if the queen comes to h5, yeah, something. Okay, but g6. What about no, g6, queen h7. Yeah, so but you just escape here. Very solid from Dimash. And now king d4. Okay, king b4 is good as well because threatening on c2. So now you need to activate your queen, or you need to activate your second bishop. Okay, yeah, but this is the level of the beginner players. They want to take all the pawns possible, so they don't want to defend. It's actually a very tricky position right now, even if you have two extra pawns. But no, no, no. Why should you go there? Because you allow the white to activate the rook playing on h1. Yeah, but okay, this way it's okay. So you need to activate your queen and put it on the same diagonal as your bishop, so they can help and protect each other. I guess you need your bishop urgently on f6 to protect your king. Okay, yes. Oh my god, why are you giving your rook? Come on guys, okay. A lot of things may happen in this beginning level, no problem, no problem with that. So Mr. Baujan is still playing, I guess. Very solid game, I guess. Okay, so white has very interesting position. Yeah, I like these positions a lot. But yeah, the black are losing the rook on c8 right now. It's only the question of time because you have less than me. Okay, king, knight d6. Yeah, and the second rook is gone. Okay, take, and then you just need to keep time. Okay, but I think white should win this position. Yeah, rook d7 probably. Yeah, attacking the pawn, and if the pawn moves, and en passant. Oh no, it could be en passant here as well. But okay, yeah. So the queen is promoted. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting that the leader here is actually a person with a rating lower than 2000, and some players with ratings more than 2000. They're still playing the second game, but we will see. Okay, I just wonder how it's possible for the player number 3, the higher, already to complete 5 games in a row. I don't know if it's he or she, but playing really fast. Okay, so Mr. Dimash won 2 out of 2. Okay, yeah, we have actually 5 people with 4 points at the moment. Yeah, so with different ways of getting these 4 points. Yeah, we have some people with 3. Yeah, okay. So we have 38 participants. It was 26 at the beginning, and I think it's very intense here. So let's look what is happening. Okay, so Mr. Temirhan playing. Okay, just briefly, let's look at the previous game. The position was like that. I think it was good for white. Yeah, okay, so white, oh yeah, the rook hangings, but rook. And for me, it's really difficult to imagine how white could lose that position actually, because they could give perpetual check on h6 and g6. Yeah, okay. Now I guess I still don't understand what happened here. Let me look. So white winning completely this position. I guess it should be b4. b4 should be played here, but okay. Activating the rook. e5 taken. So actually, if we look here, the white have 5 extra pawns. Did they manage to lose this game somehow? I don't really understand. Okay, why not to play b4 here, for example? Yeah, but d4 is also makes sense. Okay, so there should be some very interesting moment here. Okay, so white winning, white winning. I don't understand what is happening here. So in this position, oh my god, oh my god, I see what happened. And why just missed checkmate in one? Oh my god, how is it possible? Yeah, you just need to take the rook on e6. Why should you play a4? You are completely winning 5 extra pawns. Yeah, but this is chess. This is sport, and this can be cruel sometimes. Yeah, so okay, you can lose totally winning position sometimes. Yeah, this happens. This really happens, guys. Okay, so let's look b1 Amara, one of the leaders as well with 4 points. You can look some of the games from this player. Okay, so black has castled long side, queen side. The white is still thinking. Okay, yeah, I really don't like this knight on h4 because now black can play g5, starting the attack immediately. Okay, why, yeah, f6, but I don't like these slow moves f6 because f6 is a good place for your knight and might be in future, yeah. Okay, but black are ready to play g5, so how are you going to counterattack this with white pieces? Maybe rook e1, threatening. Oh, but this is just a gift. The black will take your bishop with the queen, and if you take with the queen, then they will take with the bishop. So it's just a gift. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, why should you play this way? But it's okay. Yeah, it's like a mate level, so no problems here. Okay, and you give your knight as well. Knight on h4. Yes, black should take it. Okay, yeah, it's real tough here. Okay, we have 41 participants. We still have more than 1 hour of game, so each player has good chances. And 4 points is still like maximum at the moment.